The ranked character popularity rankings have been officially updated and a few things have changed since the last time out. So these charts are usually compiled by Aliet Faye. Apologies if I've butchered the name. They usually update these charts after a few months. I'll leave their link in the description below. Make sure you follow them, give them a like on Twitter, give them a follow. So as usual, we'll look at the top 10 most popular characters in ranked, look at the bottom 5 and some of the most underperforming characters, and of course we'll take a look at my mains. Of course I won't touch on every single character because then this video will be like 30 minutes long, which is a bit too much for my liking. Okay, so in the top 10 we have King, Brian, Kazuya, Jin, Hwoarang, Steve, Law, Reina, Drag, and Paul Phoenix. So the top 10 hasn't changed all that much since the last time out. King was the most popular character the last time as well, and he still is the most popular character in ranked as well. Now this one is a bit obvious. Everyone loves wrestling, at least everyone grew up watching wrestling, so King just makes him super popular from that alone. He's also an OG character since like Tekken 1, right? So he has the most loyal list of mains playing this character. He's also generally very easy to pick up as well, so super strong as well, OPAF. So it makes sense that he'd be number 1 in the game. Number 2 we have Brian. Now Brian has shot up. I think last time around he was somewhere 5th to 6th if I'm not mistaken, maybe even 7th. Brian is like the most strongest character in the game right now, right alongside Anna. I believe Arslan Ash made a tweet saying top 2 characters for season 2 currently are Brian and Anna. I think, and that alone has spiked this character's popularity, bro. Like even just me being a Brian main always makes it so that this character always does well in terms of popularity. Brian is also an OG. Like you can't hate on Brian. Like no matter how strong this character gets, you just can't hate on him from a design point of view, from a character's perspective. But obviously he does need some nerfs. He has one of the best installs in the game, and it just makes sense he'd be this high up. We have Kaz at number 3. Kaz was sitting at number 2, number 3, alongside Jin in a lot of the popularity rankings below. So I'll talk about Kaz and Jin in the same sense, because Jin is after Kazuya, which is weird because Jin has been number 1 for a long time. I think it's after the down 2 nerf that we've seen Jin, you know, go a bit down, and he keeps going down because he was number 1 for a long time, went to like number 2, switched around with Kazuya a few times, but now he's even lower than Kazuya. So yeah, Jin mains, yeah, it's wild. But like everyone still plays Jin. Jin is still strong. He's not like OP, but he's still super strong. So he's also the main protagonist of the game. He is him, so it makes sense he'd be this high up. The next to him we have Hwoarang. Like dude, how crazy it is that, you know, boyfriend and boyfriend are right next to each other, bruv. Like ain't that shit weird? It's weird. Like this shit was planned, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. Jin's dude right next to him, bruh. So Hwoarang, of course, one of the most popular characters in Tekken. People love Taekwondo, carried by Asia a lot. He gives off K-pop, right? So a lot of Asians love Hwoarang. It makes him super popular. He's always been popular and he's always going to be popular, so no surprise seeing him here. I think he's been this high for quite some time. Then right next to Hwoarang we have Steve, who I'm surprised is actually still this high considering how this character has changed, right? But again, Steve, very iconic. They cooked the character's overall design in terms of like the boxing. It feels very authentic, very unique. Still, even after the stance changes, it's still Steve. So I'm not surprised seeing him in the top 10 right next to Hwa as well. Lo, another OG, one of the legends of the game, making it just after Steve in the top 10 as well. Classic Lo, bro. Like you can't hate on Lo as well. One of the OGs of the game, has a lot of loyal mains as well. Like most people that play Lo just play Lo, right? So no surprise seeing Lo up here. Reina has, I think she's fallen off quite a bit. I think she was somewhere 5th before. She was number 1 like for the first about 7 months because of course she was a new character, new Mishima, but then she steadily started to decline because she wasn't that strong. People didn't play her as much. She was very string spammy, so people dropped Reina quite a bit. So it's good seeing her still maintain that top 10 despite a lot of people dropping the character. I do love Reina. I do love the addition. Even though she's a stance character, I feel it was kind of built in her design when starting with the character, so I think she deserves having those stances. And yeah, I love Reina, can't talk shit about this character. Drag still being top 10, coming in at number 9. It's crazy, bro. Like, Drag was nerfed so hard. He's been hit so hard, but he's still a good character. But like, I'm just surprised he's still making top 10 even after all those nerfs, bro. Like, I think Dragunov is the kind of character most people don't main but just play cause he's strong. So seeing him still make top 10 is fucking insane, yo. Shout out to the dedicated Drag main still holding it down for Drag. As much as you'd hate this character in terms of strength, he's still one of the most unique designed character. Awesome character. I do love me some Drag. Paulo Phoenix closes out our top 10. Now, Paul was not in top 10 previously. I think he's just made it this time around. And I think his design was holding him down a bit. He was somewhere in the middle of the pack, right? Not too low, not too high, just somewhere in the middle. So he's made top 10 now at number 10. And I think it's mostly because of the buffs. Like, Paul is kind of crazy right now with deep dive. The deep dive pressure, stance cancels, he hits fucking hard. Yeah, Paul is crazy. And Paul is an OG. So in terms of popularity, he'll always have that. So seeing Paul close in the top 10 is pretty nice. I do love seeing some OGs do well in this game. The worst thing you can do in a new Tekken game is basically have a new Tekken game, but have like your OG characters not doing too well. So that doesn't sit right with me. So it's good seeing Paul hit the top 10. Okay, so top 10 outside. Let's look at the underperforming characters in the bottom 10. So bottom 10 we have Panda, Kuma, Sharihin, Zafina, Claudio, Leroy, Raven, Leo, Clive, and Jack. Okay, so let's talk about the top 5, the bottom 5 first. The bottom 5 have not changed at all for a long period of time. Panda, Kuma, Shaheen, Zafina, and Claudio have been in the top 5 for as long as I can remember. Maybe they switch out a bit with Raven and Leroy here and there, but for most of these charts, they've been in the bottom 5 for the longest period of time. Now, Panda, the Bears, I can understand. I can understand Shaheen also, is a very bland character. I can understand Zafina. She's an awesome design character, but very complicated to get into. Most people want to pick a character and just smash and do flashy stuff. You can't do that with Zafina because she has a bunch of stances. She's very complicated, right? So I understand. Claudio, I don't get why this character is so unpopular. He's a very easy character to pick up. You can spam with his character. Like, I don't understand. Claudio mains, like, why do you think Claudio is this low? Anyone who plays Claudio, like, I don't get it. His design is not too crazy, but I think he's the kind of character you can see somewhere in the middle of the pack, right? But like, bottom 5? I don't know. Bottom 5 is a bit crazy to me. Okay, bottom 5 aside, let's talk about my mains, excluding Steve, because I talked about him, he was in the top 10. So, Leroy and Raven, making it right next to each other, also making the bottom 10, just outside of the top 5. Honestly, for Leroy, I still don't understand why this character is not played as much. There are a few factors, of course, that affect his popularity, but I don't think I wouldn't imagine these factors would affect him that much that he would find himself just outside the bottom 5. Like, I know he had one of the worst launches in Tekken history. He was super broken. People did not love playing against him online. He was super easy. But like, he has one of the most sickest character designs in Tekken in general. People talked about this in Tekken 7 as well when he was revealed. He was so authentic. People loved the design. He's an original martial arts focused character, Wing Chun, right, based on the IP on Ip Man. Based on the movie Ip Man, of course. So I don't understand why he's this unpopular, because he's so authentic, man. Authentic original character, you know. But again, he's a recent character, has a bad reputation. Maybe people just don't vibe with that. Like, to me, he's fun to play. Maybe people don't find him fun in general. But Leroy is my boy, man. So it sucks. Raven, I would understand, because just like Zafina, he's also very complicated to pick up. You can't just pick Raven up and just spam with his character. He's also not a very easy character to play, right? You can pick him up, get good with him, but like getting hella good with him, that's where the biggest problem is. So I do understand seeing him this low, just outside the top 5, but I still think he's the coolest fucking character in Tekken 8. Like, fight me right fucking now. Raven is my boy. I think he's super sick, bro. Super sick, very expressive. Raven mains play him differently, and that's what I love about this character. Let's take a look at Larzu as well. Lars is right in the middle of the pack, and he's been there for quite a while now. In the season 2 buffs, I'm sure have also helped him out a bit, because this man's was crazy before they nerfed him, bro. He still is, but like he was insane before. So it's no surprise seeing Lars this high up. We spoke about how the story mode also did our boy justice, became more popular than ever, got hella screen time from that as well. So all these factors have just placed him in a very good spot in terms of popularity. So now let's touch upon some other characters. Let's go back to the bottom 10. So there's Clive there, Leo. I'm not surprised, guys. So we talked about Leo. We said the same thing over and over again about Leo, so I'm not surprised. We have Clive, who's fallen this far back, bro. Holy shit, I was not expecting Clive to be this low. Like, where are the Final Fantasy fans at, bro? Where y'all at? Why aren't y'all playing Clive, bro? Damn, he is falling hard. Jack also closes out the top 10. Not too surprising. I think Jack is just he's just a big robot that hits hard, but I think there's just nothing else to Jack, you know. So for me, that doesn't do a lot in terms of the character, and I don't know, I can't really talk much about Jack, but like, I guess it makes sense seeing him this low. Let's see, we're also going to talk about Eddie. I'm surprised seeing him this high. I hear people talk about Eddie in very negative ways, so seeing him this high up is crazy to me. But shout out the Eddie mains holding it down, and other OG Tekken characters since Tekken 3. So shout out Eddie mains. Xiaoyu I think has gone up. I think Xiaoyu is a bit lower. So I think carrying Xiaoyu, what is carrying Xiaoyu is her fan base. She's another OG character, so the fan base is carrying her because she's also very complicated to pick up, very complicated to spam. You have to put in time with this character, but because she's an OG character, a lot of people have had experience with her, and so she has had dedicated fan base, so pretty nice seeing her do well. Let's see, we have Feng here, still in the same spot. I don't know why Feng is this low. I think Feng should be top 10 in terms of popularity, but it's crazy seeing him this low, so that's pretty wild. We have Heihachi, Yoshi also closing just outside the top 10. Lily as well. This makes sense. These guys are pretty popular, you know. We have Asuka here, Lee, Chaolan. So yeah, I think most of these characters make sense. It's good seeing them at these particular spots. But overall, things haven't changed all that much. Some characters, right? Some characters moving crazy. Poe making top 10 is crazy. Eddie being this high is crazy to me as well. Clive being that low stands out to me. That's pretty fucking crazy seeing him that low. You know, Drag holding a top 10. So some of these popularity rankings make sense, but like in general, not much has changed since the last popularity ranking. So there you go, my boys. How is your character doing? How are you enjoying your character? Anything you want to change for the character? With this Fahkumram update coming, let's talk about some characters, my boys. I apologize if I didn't talk about your main, but again, I don't want the video to be just too long, so I just touched upon a few characters here and there. Maybe next time I'll do a long ass video talking about character individuality and popularity, so you guys let me know if you would want to see something like that. Anyway, enemy gang, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you made this far, please don't forget to that like button, subscribe if you're new, and as usual, may the friend be ever in your favor. GG.